and welcome back to another Wizzy Welsh eventing video. So I thought I would do a little bit of a throwback and show you what I've been up to with Seren over the last 2 years. So I've had to split it into 2 videos because they're just too long, there's just too much. So yeah, this is how I met Seren and this is our story so far. So enjoy. I will now hand you over to voiceover Hannah.
So this is Seren with her old owner Hannah. And so Seren's story is she was bred by a lady who kept her own Welshies, and Seren was on the Welsh hills up until she was 6 years old, and Hannah got hold of her and she broke her in, and she was completely wild, she was completely feral. Hannah said that she couldn't catch her, she could not put a rug on her, she would sit down. And she messaged me not so long ago and actually said I didn't think Seren would make a ridden horse. So after Hannah, Seren unfortunately got past pillar to post, found her way to the lovely Helen, and Helen's niece just didn't really have any interest and she found her way to me, and here is our story. So this is back in 2018 when I had my first ever sit on Seren. She wasn't mine, she was Helen's, and she was bought for her niece. Her niece didn't have any interest in it whatsoever. Please excuse my riding, I was ridiculously rusty. I hadn't jumped properly in ages, and oh my god, some of these clips, poor Seren. She was so good, she just took me over all the fences. Helen stuck this massive one up and just went, go on, she'll do it. And sure enough, she did. So yeah, I knew she was a good pony. So of course I still had Pen when I moved to Shrewsbury, and we just enjoyed doing everything still. Just galloping on every bit of grass we could, still jogging and trying to take off with me at every moment she could, the little madam. And I can hand on heart say she was never sick or sorry, like she was so amazing for the whole 13 years that I had her. Like this is our last ever ride, so this is about 2 weeks before I lost her. And she's still bloody pulling my hands out as I'm going around the stubble. And she was honestly just so full of life. She was literally the nicest, sweetest little pony ever, but she was so cheeky at times. She is very like Seren, but yeah, having a horse from when you're 14 to 26 I think I was, and to have a horse that long is an absolute privilege. You know, I think myself so lucky that I had her for so long, for those 13 years. She went through school with me, she went through uni with me, and she went through my, career, and yeah, I put this off for so long, and this is why, because I just can't talk about it without getting emotional, because honestly losing her was the hardest thing I've ever been through, and it did send me spiraling into complete depression. But yeah, I absolutely love that pony with all my heart, and I still do, and yeah, I'm just so lucky to have had her and to have her so long. Yeah, I had to say goodbye to Penny in May 2020, and shortly after I acquired Seren. So yes, this is how Seren came to me. Helen lost her job during COVID. I just lost Penny. I was completely broken, and this little lady was up for sale, and she was maybe going to go to a dealer's. So I said absolutely not. She's coming to me. I'll take her for you, and I'll school her up, and then you can see if you need to sell her. Roll on 2 months later, and Seren officially became mine. So as you can see, her schooling was non-existent. She couldn't canter, she couldn't trot properly. Yeah, she was just not schooled very well at all, and she was so fizzy, and she was just so stressy under saddle. So it took a lot of time just to get her to settle. And here's Callum and her enjoying a nice drink. She's such a sweet little pony. I did loads of groundwork to start with her. I did loads of join up in the arena, and I felt that really helped just to get her settled. and just get to know me a bit more. And here we are just having a little school, and you can see she's just such a different shape to now. And yeah, the change in her is absolutely mental. Even just in the first year, like asking for canter there, that was actually a fairly good transition for her, but you can just see she's so weak. She just can't canter properly at all. This was my first proper jump on her, and she had such a little pop. I loved her. I was like, oh my god, she's so good at jumping. I love it. And yeah, we just did loads of join up, loads of fun in the outdoor arena, just loose schooling. But yeah, enjoy these videos of me and Sezzy just getting to know each other in our first few months. Here's my first ever fall off Seren. As you can see, it's in style. So schooling wise with Seren in the indoor arena was an absolute nightmare. Like, she was so stressed constantly. You can see she's bracing against me there, and asking for canter in that arena was like the wall of death. Honestly, she used to motorbike so fast, I used to literally be scared for my life. Like, I hated it, absolutely hated it with a passion. So yeah, we started having lessons with James, our lovely local riding instructor, and he did wonders for our confidence. And yeah, we had weekly lessons for a good 3 or 4 months, and gradually we started making a bit more technical jumps for her, and yeah, she loved it. Went on fun rides, and I was really just this is all just new to me. Like, I could never do any of this with Penny because she was just wild. So here we are practicing a little mini course in preparation for our first ever show jumping competition, and we were going to be doing it in fancy dress. So brace yourselves for Batman and Robin. So here we are, our first ever show jumping competition. And we just went to a really nice little local riding school where Laura has kept her horses and used to work, and it was just a really nice little environment and perfect for Seren's first ever outing. But she behaved so well. You see how green she is. I mean, she's blooming ostrich in there. So Seren gets the nickname Ostrich because she literally runs like a road runner with her head in the air when she can't canter properly. luckily it's getting less and less now with the more work we're doing. But when I first had her, it was just like riding an Icelandic pony. I've never ridden one, but I imagine it's pretty much like riding Seren in that weird tranter she does. Yep, she stopped there, see? Always to the left. She's always been a little tyke for being a bit nappy.
Sit back, keep your leg on.
So, you know, it's nothing new.
Leg.
She's always done this, and it's just all confidence, and yeah, we're working on it. We're continuing to work on it, but you can see she's just popping round. She's got zero canter. Zero canter. I am so rusty. I'm overfolding to high hell. And yeah, we're just a work in progress, aren't we, really? But oh, I'm so chuffed with her. And then we decided to do Chase Me Charlie, and we won.
We just met the other day. I saw your smile from far away. I came right up to you and said, how about we sit instead? I told you my life was beginning. The moment I saw you, I was winning. Already in love before you came in. Washed away the tears from yesterday. We talked for hours and time went fast. We made a bond we hope would last. In silence or in screaming noise, we're meant to be, there ain't no choice. I told you my life was beginning. The moment I saw you, I was winning. Already in love before you came in. Washed away the tears from yesterday. I told you my life was beginning. The moment I saw you, I was winning. Already in love before you came in. Washed away the tears from yesterday.
Yeah.
So some of you might recognise this video, but some of you might not. This is from our first ever mini one-day event at pool, and she did the dressage. Lovely, bless her. She did really well on the dressage, but yeah, the canter was nothing. And then this is Seren's second ever time trying show jumping, and the first time, I don't have it on video anymore because I deleted it for some reason. I think it's on my Instagram. And we went to Berrywood and did some show jumping, and it was an absolute disaster in both rounds. She just got eliminated in both rounds, and yeah, it wasn't very pretty. It was meant to be a have a go at show jumping, meant to be nice and inviting, but it definitely wasn't. It was very full on and just too much for a young green pony. So I took her to pool, and we had a little crack at pool's mini one-day event, and you can just see when she's going around, she looks much weaker than she is now, and she's just like trotting into fences. She's not got the confidence to canter into fences, and I'm just sitting a bit like a pleb, to be honest. But I was really frozen. I was so nervous for my, like, I can't explain it. This is my first proper competition in like 10 years. So it was just getting back into it, like remembering that she's not Penny, not to ride her like Penny, and just ride her like I'm riding Seren, just quietly and just popping through. So here we are onto the cross country, and she had already had a stop at that one. So that was a good start, and then here trying to trot into that, and she just said, no. So yeah, this was her first proper attempt at any sort of cross country. We've maybe done a few fun rides and stuff, but not actually been and practiced some cross country, so a bit daft with me. But anyway, just thought, you know, give it a go, see how we go. And yeah, she just stopped at everything first time, had a little look, and then we came to the water and she was like, not a chance, Mum, no way, Jose. And I actually had such a battle with Seren and her fear of water. She used to spin and rear when she didn't want to go through the water. So I have been battling and battling and battling, practice to get her through any bit of water. I mean, in winter, I will make her walk through every little bit of puddle I see. She has to get her feet wet, and it's definitely worked. So yeah, poor Vicky had to come to our rescue and walk her through because she was having absolutely none of it. So gradually, as I was getting more used to her, I started pushing buttons a little bit more and doing things I would never have done before, popping her over some bigger fences. I mean, so this is at the Isle, and that is quite a big hanging log. She trotted it. So yeah, and then here we are getting her over a fear of water jumps, and just popping through absolutely fine. This is literally one of my favourite videos ever.
Brilliant.
I really wanted to try hunter trials, so I thought, yep, let's go in pairs. So I went with Annabelle from the yard and Midnight, who is literally the cross-country machine. She jumped this massive, and then Seren was like, oh my god, what? So she followed suit, and then she just tanked down this hill. And this is fence 4, and Midnight just absolutely pinged it. And Seren was like, whoa, no. And that was it. She would not go over that fence, and we were eliminated. And here we are battling our water phobia. So I had to get my friend Sharon and Monday to lead Cezzy through because she was absolutely petrified, bless her. So this is our one cross-country lesson. This is the only cross-country lessons I've had with Seren so far. This was by far one of my favourite fun rides ever. Me and Meg just had the best time. We just jumped everything in sight. We jumped all the bales, we jumped the 4-foot brush fence, we jumped the hedge 3 times, not once, 3 times. We were just absolutely loving life. I'd never experienced anything like this on a horse before, so Seren was just making all my dreams come true, and she still is on a daily basis. So I hope you've enjoyed part 1 of this vlog. This is the first year of owning Seren, and there is plenty more to come, plenty more years to come hopefully. So I'm really thankful for everybody following our journey, and don't forget to like, share, follow and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 2.